I wouldn't let her drink the chemicals under the sink. That's why you don't keep them under the sink. They're in drinking range for a baby. You got to put them elsewhere. Otherwise, they see the bright colors and think it's candy. 9-year-old didn't want to try my lemon loaf, but when I rebranded it as lemonade cake, he was interested. Yeah, you're telling me you took all the properties of lemonade and made it a cake, something that is traditionally used for celebration? I mean, I can color me interested, dude. I'm down. 6-year-old. Do dragons fart fire? Me? I don't know. 6-year-old. I thought you went to college. Yeah, there was no gastronomy of dragons class. There was no elective for that. I don't know what you want me to say. Maybe you're asking the real tough questions that science doesn't want us to know. I made my bed and found a half-eaten stick of butter in it. When I asked my child if she put anything in mommy's bed, she said, I did not put butter in it. The mystery continues. More at 11. Well, you know, she did specify she didn't put butter in it. Maybe there's other objects in there that she was responsible for, like, I don't know, grass and needles. Anything to get your mind away from your child being the one who ate the half stick of butter and put it in your bed for safekeeping for later. Or for later snackage. I thought women had their periods forever. When my first period stopped, I assumed the neighbor's dog impregnated me when I pet him. For a month, I believed myself to be carrying a half-human, half-dog baby. This story is brought to you by Ontario Catholic School Sex Ed in the 90s. It's gonna be a terrifying, month-long existence. Just writing mail to science institutions being like, you guys aren't gonna believe what happened, but this needs to be like put in a lab somewhere for 30 days, just that panic and confusion. Table 83 for 4 guests. Kids mac and cheese. Make it more orange in color if possible. I don't know, dude, just kill me. We like orange mac and cheese here, what can I say? If you can't get us orange mac and cheese, then don't get us anything at all. While the world is fighting over TP, my toddler's giving ours a bath. Oh no! Oh, ruined 4. That's why you get a bidet. If there was any convincing argument for a bidet, you know, granted you would still need to like dry, so I guess there's that, but you know, it wouldn't hurt nearly as much. Unless you have one of those drying bidets. I don't know if there's one of those or not. Mine's basic as hell. I just remembered that when I got my first dog, I was 7 and he was 1. 7 in dog years. And I cried when he turned 2 because I didn't think a 14-year-old dog would want to hang out with me. Nah, man, dogs don't operate like people, dude. That dog could be 60 in dog years and he would still want to hang. So it's all good. There was a massive unflushed jobby in the toilet. So is that poop? Are we calling poop jobby? I asked my boys who did it and my 10-year-old son said it was him. My 5-year-old son is crying because he says it was him and his big brother is taking the credit. The credit? Now they're fighting over who took a big Have a great week, everyone. Imagine the video ended there. And we don't post for a week to have a great week, everyone really matter. I mean, look at my upload schedule on my channel. I haven't uploaded in what? Months? It's okay though. If you use code Damien in the EmKay shop, maybe you'll get an upload as a present. This is now a bargain. This is a trade offer. Hi. Hello. I think your child has accidentally placed an order and you wish to cancel the order with refund. I will help you. Great, thank you. Just confirm, are you referring to the Extreme Farts extension pack? Yes, that's the one. Thank you for canceling. Wait! Don't cancel it, that one was mine. Just a total subversion of expectation. Like, no, actually, I meant to buy that one. It was the Poppy's Playtime plush set that we needed to remove. Keep your toddler busy by letting them paint the fence with water. We don't do phones here or tablets. We're not gonna have a iPad babysitter. Nah. Go paint the fence with water. That's so funny. And they're gonna do it because they're like, I like tasks. I hate playing make-believe with little kids. You shoot them with a laser and they're like, actually, I went back in time, so it doesn't count. What the f are you talking about? You just casually rip open a hole in the space-time continuum? That's irresponsible as shit, pal. Yeah, that's why I just go, no. When I was a kid, if they were like, no, I have a force field, I would be like, no, nuh-uh. That doesn't count. And it was just like it was a back and forth of what didn't count when we're playing pretend. Just a tug of war with no one pulling the rope. I just want everyone to know that my 2-year-old insisted on being pants for Halloween. It's a perfectly acceptable costume. I see nothing wrong with that. And what are you supposed to be? Paints. Oh, yeah, I see that. They're a pair of paints. I had to walk behind my teenager during a Zoom class in order to go to the bathroom, and now his peers know that he has parents that he lives with. He's obviously very upset. Please send him your thoughts and prayers during this difficult time. Dude, Zoom classes are a trip because, like, it was such a change in what people were used to that normal things at home were suddenly the most embarrassing thing ever. That's funny. My 11-year-old nephew gets a 69 hit combo in the shooter we're playing. Nephew, hey, 69, nice. Me, ... Nephew explained to me like I'm an idiot. Oh, the number 69 is a meme and nobody knows why. You're right, no one knows. That's so innocent. I love that. I love that what is it, Generation Alpha? 69, nice. Wait, why is that? Why is it nice? Oh, no one knows. It's just what you say. Like when you say skibbity toilet, no one knows what the hell that is. You just describe something as being skibbity. I always told people I met Michael Jackson, but now that I found the picture, man. Who the hell was this? I don't know, dude. You telling me that's not Michael? I mean, could have fooled me. The child ripped up their allowance because he wasn't happy with the amount. His mom walked out of her room and saw this. What would you do if this was your child's behavior? Keep it and give him a piece of it anytime he asks for money. That's my mom would have done something like that. That's smart. I like that. Wait, it's not just $5. There's a 20 in there. If you're a kid, why is $25 not enough money for you? How old is this kid? 10 years old. $25. It's not even nearly gonna be enough. Dude, when I was a kid, me and my brother would go to like the Dollar General that was nearby with $20 and we would leave loaded. Like, you just make it work. Bedtime was half an hour ago. My 6-year-old just walked out, bleary-eyed, and asked his father if a duck is a predator. If you're a piece of bread, absolutely. You are the only thing on the duck's food chain, actually. Some things are too important to go to bed without knowing. It's true. Maybe your kid is, scared about turning into a piece of bread. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Dad, I'm scared of becoming a piece of bread because a duck will eat me. Go to bed, son. Crawls into bed, his bed's conveniently shaped like a bread basket. A little kid came up to the ice cream truck today holding a $5 bill in one hand and a cool leaf in the other. She asked for a bomb pop and I said, okay, that'll be one leaf, please. And she said no and handed me the $5. Smart marketing. Simple facts I'm terrified of my toddler discovering. Public parks don't randomly close. TVs don't run out of batteries. There is no actual world record for fastest at putting away toys. Chicken the animal and chicken the food are one and the same. Got any to add? I don't know. That there is no such thing as McDonald's at home, probably. Whenever I get discouraged and want to quit something, I remember the words of my then 3-year-old after she puked carrots all over the living room floor. I'm gonna need more carrots. That's what it's all about. That's determination. We like that. That's tickling me. That's funny. That's the meaning of life. When you puke up life, when you puke up the carrots from life, you wipe your mouth and you say, I'm gonna need more carrots. You know, on that subject though, that is pretty funny. It kind of reminds me of how Brie is with frozen grapes. She got like a stomach issue or something from frozen grapes, right? And she was like, I don't know why my stomach hurts. All I've had is frozen grapes. And then one Google search later and I'm like, oh hun, eating too many grapes makes your stomach hurt. And she looked at me like I told her the president just got shot. She was like, that sucks. I'm gonna have another bag of frozen grapes. So, you know, when life tells you you can't, you just keep on. I think that's the message. 9-year-old nephew, hey, smell this. Eucalyptus. Me, mutes TV. What? 9-year-old nephew, it's so good. Smell it. Eucalyptus. Me, ... 9-year-old nephew hands me a candle jar. It's pronounced eucalyptus. Well, the kid didn't know. He was met with a strange string of, vowels and consonants and did his absolute best. All right, he didn't know. When I was 10, I told my mostly white class that I was Japanese, and a little white girl raised her hand and said, "You can't say Japanese, you have to say Asian." And everyone agreed. Well, you know, it's about using the correct words, like, I suppose. That's funny. That's unfortunate. They didn't want to be, they wanted to be correct, I guess, in their own strange, stupid way. Today, my son drew in red marker all over his face, then got scared that we'd be mad, so he tried to hide it by wrapping toilet paper around his head like a mummy. Then he promptly ran into a wall and nearly knocked himself unconscious. A comedy of errors every day with this kid. Well, listen, you know, Matt Walsh aside, because that's a totally different thing. I hope his kid's making some good moves already, it seems. Kid in my son's class explained to me that she was sure he has two moms because he has the pretty mom and the other mom. She described each to me in great detail. Reader, both are me. I'm confused. What does that mean, both are you? That you're both the mom? Is this like a Coraline situation? My kids realized that I was missing Glastonbury this year, so they put on a music festival for us in the garden. It was, and I cannot stress this enough, awful. Worst thing I ever heard, but it meant a lot. My brother and I met our favorite superhero, the Hulk, when we were 4. We were pissed off because Lou Ferrigno wasn't green. I mean, he could, listen, man, he is the Hulk. Just not green and not angry. He's Bruce right now. People coming over. Me, tidies up. Husband, fires at the barbecue. Toddler, removes all clothing. Because that's just, listen, he didn't have a chore. All right, you didn't give him a task. He sees things being put away. He thinks it's bedtime. He needs to be changed to his pajamas. All right, you didn't make the memo clear to him. I make that joke because I'm pretty sure I was that kid. So, you know, I understand this one. Thinking about in 7th grade when I got escorted to the police station after school because they found out I was prank calling local businessman as Ricky PP. And when I walked in, the officer who was waiting there with my mom to talk to me said, "Well, if it isn't Ricky PP, yeah, you got him. You're not getting jack out of me there, copper. Free Ricky PP. He ain't do nothing wrong." My daughter asked why she can't just quit school, and I told her it's against the law. And they'll put me in jail, and my sweet, sweet child looked me in the eye and said, "I'll visit you." Well, that's just, thanks. That's just so sweet, isn't it? Thank you. You're not quitting school. I'm not sitting in jail because you want to skip basic math. No thanks. Dumbest rumor you've heard about yourself? When I was in middle school, people were saying that I was homeschooled, even though I went to school. Yeah, it was just a front to save face. They knew the truth. They knew that really you weren't there sitting in class learning. You had earphones in. You had earplugs blocking out all that learning so you could stay being homeschooled. A 7-year-old told me that Jeremy gives her all the answers at school. As the conversation went on, I found out that Jeremy is her brain. She named her brain Jeremy. Well, that's nice. You know, everyone deserves a name. You know what's wild? Remembering that children hear things for the first time without context, and they're literally like, what? I just said, "See you later, alligator," to a 4-year-old, and I think it was the first time they had ever heard that. They froze in their tracks, looked at me completely bewildered, then replied, "See you later, chicken," and kept walking. I think that's fair. They were like, "Are we just calling each other animals now? All right, see you later, chicken." That's fair. I mean, that's solid 4-year-old logic. Fair enough. My friend's 4-year-old put on a backyard puppet show for me, the sole audience member. Halfway through the show, she asked me if I liked it, and I replied, "I can't wait to see what happens next. I'm on the edge of my seat." Hearing this, she carefully put down her puppets, came over to where I was sitting and explained, "You can use the whole seat. It's more comfy." I paid for the whole seat. I'm only using the edge of it. That's how great this show is. Kids describe color to a blind person. That can go well. Have you ever seen the color of a blueberry? I haven't seen anything ever. That's the whole point. Well, back to the drawing board. Apparently, my 9-year-old nephew wanted permission to make a Facebook account, and my sister was like, "No, you're 9. And he then figured out how to make one behind her back and got caught immediately when he sent her a friend request. Back to the drawing board. Let's come up with a better plan, man. It was more like proof to see that he did it. When I was 6, I named my Animal Crossing character Sex and couldn't change it back, so I panicked. Went outside the next day and smashed the game card with a hammer. I have lived with this my whole life. Could just restart the game, right? Like start a new save file. It wasn't one and done. That's so funny. It's like SpongeBob with the health inspector. Thought we killed him, so we had to bury him. No, he just passed out. You could have, there was a whole other list of things you could have done before the most extreme version of it, huh? One time when I was like 11, my dad took me to an Italian restaurant and the waiter asked me what my name was. And I said, Sam, but you can call me Captain Ravioli. And my dad just looked at me and said, "What the f was that? Don't do that." And I've been chasing that high ever since. The daring tales of Captain Ravioli have to live on another day. My niece done told her school we put her food at home and that's why she be sleepy. Y'all, it's parsley. Oh no, put my sister in jail for putting parsley. I mean, you know what? Yeah, parsley crimes. Lock them up. Mommy, I don't want dinner. I'm not making dinner, I'm making you a big snack. Yay, snacks. Again, it's so easy. It's so easy to trick a kid into eating dinner when you make them dinner. Just say it's a big snack. They're not gonna know. On the downside, they're gonna think that meatloaf is a snack. My 3-year-old calls Flonase Mommy's special nose medicine, and now my neighbors think I do. Well, you know, keep them on your toes, you know what I mean? Just keep your neighbors guessing what you do at your house. If your son traded a Nintendo Switch for a fidget spinner today, please message me. Oh, come on, it was a fair trade. It was a fair trade. God, I'm mad. Yeah, here, dude, here's my, give me that fidget spinner. Awesome for all of 30 seconds. 2-year-old eating his lunch. Papa's coffee hot. Me? Yeah, baby, it's hot, don't touch. 2-year-old, me blow on it for Papa? It was at this point I witnessed, with horror, my 2-year-old attempt to blow on my freshly made coffee, only to spit a half-eaten chicken nugget straight into it. Well, you know, it's a flavor pod now. Extra, you know, the 2-year-old likes chicken nuggets, so you know, they thought maybe you would too. I would just like to thank the person who told my daughter that when she lies, her eyes turn a different color. Now she squeezes her eyes shut every time she lies, and my job just became a whole lot easier. That's funny. That's your own Pinocchio right there. Parents of Reddit, what's your best example of reverse psychology on your kids that actually worked? Ooh, we got a little paragraph here, strap in. Took my 3-year-old son to one of those doctor's visits where he was gonna get a shot. He was worried about the shot on the whole drive over, almost to the point of tears. Shots can be a scary thing. We get to the doctor's office and a nurse subtly lets me know that my son is not just scheduled for 1 shot, but 5 of them in the same visit. I turn to my son with an exaggerated smile and tell him, "Good news! They figured out how to take that 1 big shot you were gonna get and instead break it up into these 5 little tiny shots so it won't hurt nearly as much." That's so smart. You could see the relief wash over his face. He stopped squirming and relaxed completely. He took the first shot and even smiled and said, "It's true, the small ones don't hurt." We actually made it through the 3rd shot before the effect wore off and reality kicked in. Oh no, it's like finding out Santa's not real. Still, I counted it as a victory. I'd say so. I think that's a really smart way to handle it. I like that. I like that, that's super good. That's smart. It calmed the kid down. It's perfect. As a 6-year-old, I saw a large woman and her large daughter in a store once. I looked at my larger mother and tearfully asked, "Does that mean I'm gonna be fat like you?" Honestly, when I think back, I thought I was a lot kinder than that while asking, but kids really have no filter. My husband as a young boy used to draw his family as stick figures and his mom as a circle. Oh my God. His dad had to tell him to stop. Well, you know, now he has a job doing bumper sticker decals, so. Or back windshield decals too, that's what I'm thinking of. With the stick figures. My son bet me that he could make a piece of paper fly farther than I could, so he spent 10 minutes making the fanciest paper airplane I've ever seen. The look on his face when I crumpled mine into a ball and launched it across the house was priceless. Sucks to be a loser. Yeah, he lost fair and square. What'd you bet, $10? I had to work overnight last night, and while taking a nap today, I was vandalized. I have a picture and I've detained the 2 suspects, but one is not cooperating. The only one who could speak blames it on the 4-legged suspect who has no hands to pull off such a stunt. Thanks to my neighbor for pointing out that I have marker all over my face when I took the 4-legged suspect for a walk before I realized I was vandalized. Well, you know, the face is a kid's favorite canvas to draw on, right next to walls. I love that a sticker was thrown on that too, that's really funny. My daughter was born when my son was just 2. For the first 6 months of her life, we were constantly greeting her, "Hi, sweet girl. Hi, little one. Hi, my precious baby." My daughter is 18 months old now, and no matter how much we correct him, my son is convinced her name is Hi. He will say, "Mom, Hi is awake. Hi is hungry." Or my absolute favorite, Hello, hi. Well, yeah, you never said her name. He didn't know. This story behind the picture has me rolling. Well, what does that story say? So there's this episode of Hannah Montana when Jackson pretended to lost his memory. So me in the second grade wanted to do it too. I had slipped and fell in the bathroom at school. Then I told my friends I couldn't remember anything. They told the teacher, then I went to the nurse. Then I went to the hospital and they was doing hella tests. Whole time, I'm faking it. Great. You growing up to be an actor, huh? Children are the best fundraisers because they don't understand economics. Principal, the student who raises $500 for the school will get this free hat. 12-year-old me, that's such a great deal. When I was a child, I went to the zoo and drew this monstrosity. Oh no, it's a duck. I can see it's got the beak. It kind of looks like a four-legged version of that YouTuber. Is it Bird? Is that who I'm thinking of? Yeah, it just looks like Bird, but on all four legs. Good fan art, dude. When my brother was like 9, he said, instead of get the flag on Roblox, so they banned him. And he cried so hard he threw up on the carpet. No. Oh, poor kid. What the Daniel Tiger? This is 10 times worse than my kid seeing violence on TV. We're setting up our inside beach. Mr. Rogers would be upset at that. No, because if he wanted to go have fun, he would do it in the appropriate venue or make an appropriate venue at home. He would not just dump sand on the floor. My nephew got a card from his teacher and he was stoked. He read it, then instead of showing anybody, he sat pensively on the couch for a while. Finally, a quiet voice asked, "Auntie, how long have I had autism?" Ian, thank you so much for being a part of my first class. I love your optimism. Oh, poor kid thought he just got diagnosed. My husband and I are surprising our 6-year-old by taking him to Disney for his birthday tomorrow. We've been in the car for 4+ hours and he still thinks we're on our way home from school. He keeps saying, "Looks like we're almost home." Bless his heart. Update. We arrived at Disney World. He thinks we took a wrong turn and is very concerned about who's going to feed our cat. He had no idea what's happening. He's so confused. Poor kid. Before I had kids, I thought I had a great immune system, but it turns out I was just really good at staying away from the type of people who sneeze directly into your eyeballs while telling you a story, which is, a great way to stay healthy, just not being around that kind of behavior. What is that one thing you did as a child that still gets brought up to this day? When I was a wee lad, my family and I were at a restaurant. I just like how that started. We were waiting for an unusually long amount of time for a server. I stood on my chair, slammed my fist into the table and exclaimed, "They're not helping us because we're black." We are not. Did you get help after that? Or was it just like, did you get escorted out of the restaurant? How did that end? That's the story I want to know.